Hi, I just wanted to summarize a little bit the skills that we really focus on for formative and summative assessments for world history with my department. And in reading through the literature in this module specifically, it really, really aligns with what we use for world history, which is the Stanford history. It's not no longer called SHEG. I'm going to show you in this. I just wanted to give a quick demonstration of how this works. These are the assessments that we use. It used to be called SHEG for the history education group, but they are now called, they've only just recently changed their name to the digital inquiry group. But basically, you can select the course that you want. Mine is world history. And the historical thinking skills are these high-level skills that the students have a lot of opportunity to master before they demonstrate what they can do with the lessons. So when you pick any one of these assessments, I'm going to show you a couple examples in a second on my document, but I just wanted to show you the source. It's a great resource for anybody teaching history. And then AI lessons. This is one where students can actually show whether or not they've mastered the content by generating what they would look like during that time period, what their figure would, and you can select their clothing, types of everything, background, whether or not it would match the historical context for whatever it is that is being done. So these are the 7 thinking skills that are prioritized throughout all of the formative assessments. And the rubrics come from the Grading for Equity. I will link that book, which we have also been trained in for the last 3 years. We've all moved to 4-point rubrics, allowing a lot of feedback for students before they go to summative assessments. So the example I wanted to show for this, basically these happen over and over and over in many different contexts through every single unit, making sure that the students understand. They have a chart which enables them to demonstrate their proficiency and actually assess themselves and peer assess themselves. Peer assess each other, rather. This is one example of World War I. It's basically an advertisement of soldiers fighting in World War I. And they study this in small groups, and then we also can go through it as a whole class in large Socratic seminar. But then the questions on the back will assess whether the students have understood all of the different aspects of the rubric, which involve all of the skills that were above. How might this ad for Kodak be useful as evidence of what life was like for soldiers in World War I? What about this source might make it less useful as evidence of what life was like? Part of it is understanding whether the document that they are using is actually reliable and useful. And here's the rubric, basically, that we would use in order to assess it. We have another category down here for 1, which they have not really attained the proficiency necessary, but depending on whether it's 4-point or 3-point. Nagasaki is the second one, looking at a photograph and seeing, what do they understand about what has happened throughout this lesson. And then being able to elaborate on it. These are very open-ended, so the point is that we are able to see what the students can articulate. They have to submit everything through Turnitin on Schoology, so we do use that, and this is the rubric for that. So AI extension, there's 2 that I really like that I've learned through this course only. I really never thought to try to use AI myself in lessons. So it's one of the bigger things that I appreciate about this course. So final DBQ is a lot more elaborate. This is something we go through. It's very scaffolded. in order to kind of break down every document that the students are reading. It'll take, maybe in one day we may go through one document or two, because they are doing this through St. Pair Shares. They're looking at, how to really break down and critically read these very difficult passages, and then coming up with responses with their partners or on their own. So it works as these little document analysis works as formative assessment, but then at the very end, they are going to have to basically answer the prompt. And in that prompt, right, this is the prompt, discuss 3 main causes of the French Revolution. So they have to actually now pick all the documents that they have gone through with their peers and be able to write an essay with that in mind. So anyway, I will leave the links in there. I hope that is clear enough. Thank you. Oops. I don't know how to turn this off.